If you know anything about me or you listen to Next Gen Newsweek, I'm pretty much the boy who cried Switch Pro. Every time we get a chance to talk about it, I am 100% this. We're gonna get a Switch Pro. It's happening. I don't know when. It's gonna happen. And yesterday, as the time of recording this, was the 4-year anniversary of the Switch. And looking ahead to what we've got coming up down the line for Switch games, we've got Splatoon 3, we've got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever its name finally is, and then we've got Pokemon Legends Arceus. And those games are going to be great regardless of what Switch you have. But I have a big fear that the Switch that we currently have, or if you're like me and you have the Switch that came out exactly 4 years ago, is it's not going to be able to handle it. Like, there's not going to be able to, it's not going to be able to keep up with the frames, and it's not going to be able to look good. There's going to be compromise with it. Well, anyway, this little boy who cries Switch Pro saw yesterday that there is now a credible source of information that we are getting a new Switch. This looks to be more on the lines of like what they did with the 3DS, where they did the 3DS and then the 3DS XL. That's what this looks like. So anyway, this report came out, and all the major media outlets are talking about this, but I am sourcing off of IGN.com. That there is a new Nintendo Switch in the works with a larger screen and 4K output on TV. Which is, I think, is what everybody was expecting. We were going to get a 4K Switch. That's pretty much what everything is up to this point. This report originally started from Bloomberg. It says Nintendo is planning to unveil this new model in hopes that the larger touchscreen can prop up demand in time for the holidays. What they're talking about is, obviously, this regular Switch has a 6.2 inch screen. Switch Lite, I believe, has a 5.8 inch screen. They intend to replace that screen with a 7-inch 720p resolution OLED panel. Samsung displays will start mass production of 7-inch 720p resolution OLED panels as early as June of this year, with the initial monthly target of under 1 million units. And these displays would be sent to assemblers in July. So if they're getting sent to assemblers in July, that kind of ballparks like a holiday 2021 release for the Switch Pro. But what I think is more likely is that they're going to try to push it to March of next year to be for the 5-year Switch anniversary. And hopefully by then the manufacturing issues that AMD and other companies are having with getting their processors taken care of is going to be done by then. Anyway, the report also claims that Nintendo has decided to go with a rigid OLED panel for this new model. It is a cheaper but less flexible alternative to the type commonly used for high-end smartphones. Okay, I think the big takeaway for this is that people are latching onto is that this Switch XL, Switch Pro, the screen is still going to be 720p, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you have to understand that like that screen is so small that 720p looks great, especially with an OLED panel. It's like fantastic. So just keep that in mind. Like, it doesn't have to be. If they did 1080p on that thing, the battery life would go to shit. So you want it to be 720. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Other media outlets have talked to Nintendo earlier in the year, and they said we have nothing to announce this year as far as new hardware. Like, yeah, okay. They said the same thing in like May or June of 2019. They said we have no new hardware to announce at this time. And then like 2 weeks later, they said, oh, here's the Switch Lite. It comes out in 2 months. Have fun. We're getting a Switch XL, Switch Pro, Super Switch, Switch 2. It's happening. I hope you're as excited as I am. I don't know when it's coming, but it is coming at some point. Are you planning on getting one, or are you happy with your Switch now? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an update on the Switch XL or Switch Pro. And make sure you check out our weekly podcast that airs on Fridays at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you then.